Please welcome our next fighter making his way to the cage, Zach Kraschinsky.
Welcome to Club Nokia at LA Live for another installment of the University of Mixed Martial Arts. I'm Rich Slayton, joined by Donna Gonzalez to call this lightweight fight between Zach Kraschinsky and Troy Hardgrow. Kraschinsky on his way into the cage right now. The 20-year-old stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall, making his debut here at the University of MMA, fighting out of Boss Rutten's Elite MMA gym.
Oh, Elite MMA.
Oh, Elite MMA.
You and all your alumnus from the University of Mixed Martial Arts.
Zach has 3 years of kickboxing experience, mostly taken at Boss Rutten's gym, and he believes he has the advantage tonight in the stand-up.
Okay.
Now, much like many of our fighters, it's kind of an extreme personality that brings you to fighting.
Absolutely.
And Zach Kraschinsky is, in general, an extreme athlete. He's into snowboarding, wakeboarding, surfing, pretty much any board that you stand on, he's on it.
Okay, so what you're saying is he's an adrenaline junkie.
A little bit of that, too.
And he likes speed, so we're going to expect him to come out fast.
Well, his plan tonight is to outwork his opponent. He made that very clear. That's where he thinks he can win this thing, is by putting it to Troy Hardgrow. That's
really interesting that that's what he thinks, because Troy has said that he is over-prepared in the past, and so this time he is not going to second-guess himself. He's coming in with fast hands, heavy blows, with speed and striking. So I think that's a great matchup.
Well, let's meet Troy Hardgrow.
And his opponent, Troy Hardgrow.
Across the cage from Kraschinsky tonight is 26-year-old Troy Hardgrow with Nubians MMA out of Los Angeles, California.
You know, Troy is super personable, great personality. I think if he goes pro, he's going to be one of those fighters that gives great interviews. He started fighting as a kid, and his parents put him into TKD because he was fighting so much. He's been wrestling, boxing, and doing BJJ for 3 years with Nubian. His uncle was one of the coaches and introduced him to the team, and he's just gone with it, and he absolutely loves it. He works really hard, and like I said, his plan tonight is to not get inside of his own head and just let his technique take over.
A little more reaction from Troy Hardgrow. That Taekwondo background he's used pretty well to his advantage in the past. He's a great counter-striker, but there's one problem with counter-striking in amateur mixed martial arts.
If you get hit really hard, you can't counter-strike?
That's one. I mean, let's say there's 3 problems. One, if you get hit really hard, you can't counter-strike. Number 2, those short rounds, counter-striking is usually a patience game.
Absolutely.
And in 2 minutes, it's hard to play that patience game. But the third one, and the biggest one that's problems for counter-strikers in the amateur ranks, is our cage is significantly smaller than a professional cage.
Correct.
Not giving you the same room to create angles. And so you're talking about him not overthinking things, just reacting when they go more. That might be the key to change his counter-striker into an offensive striker.
And that's what you need to do, like you said, at least in the amateurs.
Let's kick this off with Salvador Arellano.
Our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Mucho Macho Michelada, the first pocket-sized Michelada mix, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a kickboxing practitioner making his debut. He stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 152.6 pounds, representing Boss Rutten's Elite MMA from Westlake Village, California, Zach Kraschinsky. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a Kimite karate practitioner. He comes to this fight with a record of no wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in officially at 155.2 pounds. Fighting with Nubians MMA from Columbus, Ohio, Troy Hardgrow. And in charge of the action, Hart Vega.
3 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Zach Kraschinsky in the blue corner. Troy Hardgrow in the red corner. This is the University of Mixed Martial Arts. It starts here. Inside from Kraschinsky. Hardgrow not counter-striking this time.
I was just about to say that. Oh, he's going for that toss. Whew, a lot of dirty boxing right inside these guys. Those punches are hard. I can hear them from here.
Big uppercuts to the body from Hardgrow. Kraschinsky trying to counter with knees.
And now Kraschinsky trying to get that toss.
Hardgrow a little bit taller than Kraschinsky.
Right, and if he wants to get that toss, he needs to get his hips a lot lower than Hardgrow.
We've also talked about age differences earlier tonight.
Yes.
Kraschinsky 20 years old, Hardgrow 26 years old. Hardgrow really
Here goes that takedown.
in that prime of your physicality.
Lands right into Kraschinsky's guard, so now he's got to work to pass, and he just did. That was nice. But Kraschinsky able to get back up. This is exciting.
This is a very different Troy Hardgrow than we've seen in the past.
Yes.
Kraschinsky, though, up to the task.
Hardgrow seems dead set on getting that tosses. What's up with the judo tosses? Have people been watching somebody named Ronda Rousey?
A lot of judo tonight.
Oh, Kraschinsky going for that guillotine. Does he have it?
Kraschinsky has control of the neck, but not control of the body at the moment. And now Hardgrow going over.
Can you do it? We can't do heel hooks.
You cannot do heel hooks, but now he's looking for a straight knee bar.
And he might have it. Oh, Kraschinsky trying to roll out of it, and that's how you're going to get out of it. But Hardgrow is not letting go of that leg. He is determined to finish it. Oh, and there's nowhere else for him to roll, but luckily he rolled onto his back and he can't finish.
Rolled all the way out of it. These guys are throwing everything at each other.
They both really like those uppercuts from the clinch.
Hardgrow landing a lot of deep shots into the belly of Kraschinsky, but Zach firing back as well.
You know, those body shots could really hurt. Good round. I was thoroughly, I just lost my train of thought.
Entertained?
That one.
That's
yes,
the
thank
one.
you, Rich.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
To finish my sentences.
You know, a completely different Troy Hardgrow tonight's
Absolutely.
fight.
And he said he did exactly what he told me he was going to do. He was going to get out of his own head.
Now,
I think
interesting
he did.
note that Kraschinsky said his advantage tonight was in the stand-up, and that's the one place the fight has been very little so far.
Absolutely.
It's been in the clinch game and the ground game. But the one place where Kraschinsky believes he can beat Troy Hardgrow,
He's not going there.
that's where it's not going.
What is that?
So that's the big question, because Hardgrow has been the one pressing the action so far. He's the one creating the clinches, creating those exchanges.
So that means Zachary has, if he wants to utilize his striking game, he's got to make sure that that happens, because it looks like the clinch game is pretty equal. So maybe you don't want to get wrapped up there.
Well, the hardest thing to do, the hardest thing to learn is to learn how to move laterally rather than vertically.
Right.
And so far, Kraschinsky's been moving vertically. If he can figure out how to circle out and not let himself get trapped in those exchanges
Right.
and grab of the clinch, that's where he can really start opening up with those strikes.
Yeah.
Round number 2 on its way. Heavy outside leg kick.
I think Troy has gotten outside of his counter striking.
He's definitely changed it up for this fight.
Man, those knees.
Deep knee from
And there he goes for that
Kraschinsky.
guillotine again. If he can keep his hips higher than him and lock his arms in, he can finish it standing. We've seen it happen, usually at higher levels, but it's possible.
Very possible. Another deep knee from Zach.
Oh, nice escape. Going for the reverse triangle or pulling him into guard. That was nice.
A really interesting choice here. I guess Hardgrow really didn't like what was going on, but now he's got himself
He
on
got
the
that
mount.
mount. This is a bad
And
place to be.
Look at the fire coming
Hey.
from Zach Kraschinsky.
I would roll to my back too. I would not want to be on the receiving end of those punches from the ground and pound.
That was a man throwing some fury.
Yeah, it was.
And now
Jumping
Kraschinsky
to the back.
has
Oh my
it
gosh,
in.
can he get in that rear naked choke?
That is deep.
Oh, looks like the tap is coming, but Troy is trying to fight it
Hardgrow
off.
trying to peel off the
Oh,
hand.
he might be out.
Can he hold?
Oh, no.
48
Here
seconds
comes the
left.
tap.
And that is it. 20-year-old Zach Kraschinsky comes from behind to take the victory in the second round.
Wow, that was fireworks.
You know, you were saying that was a nice move. I, on the other hand, was very confused at that moment when
jumping
Troy
on the back?
Hardgrow. No, when Troy Hardgrow was willing to give up that position and go to the ground,
Yeah.
and immediately he was in side control and then mounted.
You know, I think he thought maybe, well, first, I think that the knees
Those
were
knees
making
hurt.
him want to
Those
be like,
knees-
I need to get out of this
those
position,
hurt.
period. So if he could get the trip and he's comfortable on the ground, you always have the chance to reverse it.
Let's see if we can find a chance to pull up when the fight went to the ground. That's the real key moment here. Because there was Troy Hardgrow made a clear decision at that moment.
I think the decision was, let me get out from underneath these knees and work on the ground where I feel really comfortable. But anywhere is dangerous against a dangerous fighter.
Absolutely. And Zach Kraschinsky showed that tonight. You know, we had that flurry from the mount where we saw, okay, this guy can be fired up.
Yeah.
And then the opportunity came, and you saw the transition, and this was the big thing. And in the transitional moment, you saw Kraschinsky sneak that arm under the neck, and that's when you really get caught with the rear naked chokes. Not when someone already has your back, although that can happen, but it's when you're in that transition someone can be opportunistic. Let's make this thing official inside the cage with Salvador Arellano.
The third man in the ring, Art Vega, brings a fight to a halt 1 minute, 14 seconds into the second round. Your winner by way of tap out due to a rear naked choke out of the blue corner, Zach Kraschinsky.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Zach Kraschinsky. Zach, how's it feel to pick up the win?
Awesome. All the hard work paid off. Gotta thank Boss and JJ for being in my corner. Gotta thank all my friends for coming out. Feels awesome to get that first win.
Now, you look great. You look great. We know you wanted to keep it on your feet. But once you got that rear naked choke sunk in, what was going through your head?
I just had to keep hanging on. He had my top hand about to bring it down, but I had it in deep under his chin, so I just had to keep squeezing. Couldn't give up.
You had a very game opponent. Congrats on coming in here and getting a slick victory. Now, were you in trouble at any moment during that fight?
I don't know if I was in trouble, but I know I wanted to stay in close and not brawl.
Fantastic. Well, besides the great Boss Rutten, is there anybody else you'd like to thank in here?
I've got to thank my buddies Todd, White, Jeff, Jake, my girlfriend Sydney, her whole family, my buddy Felix, Damon, all my friends at Elite, all my family, my coaches, Boss, everyone, JJ for working with me, anyone that I forgot, just everybody.
Well, we want to thank you on a fantastic performance and another finish for us here at the U. Give it up for Zach Kraschinsky.
Your winner by second round rear naked choke, Zach Kraschinsky.
Well done, sir.